How to win-win in relationships, creating the beauty that you want to experience. Hi YouTube, this is Kristen Moonrise. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the full moon in Libra happening on Saturday, April 12th. I'm an identity coach and astrologer for visionary, self-led women who are ready to live by their soul's desires. This is not a space for victimhood or woe is me, astrology, or spirituality. It's all about empowerment and embodiment at the highest form. Of course, we all have our struggles and things to overcome, but we thank the universe for those lessons and learn from them. Here's the chart for the full moon in Libra, Saturday, April 12th, 7:22 p.m. Houston, Texas, Central Daylight Time. The moon is in the first house of the self in Libra, opposing the sun in Aries in the seventh house of the other at 23 degrees and 19 minutes. So this is a balance between how we see ourselves and how we treat and interact with other people. We also have Neptune in Aries and Mercury in sixth house Pisces. So how to win-win in relationships? Libra's energy is active, artistic, diplomatic, harmonious, adaptable, good-natured, and likable. And honestly, adapting these traits is what brought me the most success in life. Having energy that is light, airy, detached, and still acknowledging the autonomy and the individuality of the other is so important. This should be applied in romantic relationships, friendships, business. Essentially, this is who you become and how you show up in every situation. Enjoy your experiences. Be independent, open-minded in thought and perspective. Take time understanding the other person's point of view. Have the mindset that you will win and that you want to see others win also. Having a pleasant disposition and pleasant energies, being charming, fair, and artistic. This is what makes you attractive and makes others open up to you because you give off a feeling of safety and security because you're being positive. But this doesn't mean that you should be weak. Have strong energy and make bold decisions, but don't dominate the other. When you dominate others, they don't feel seen. And so I've got the bar plot here in very nice purple and pink colors. We've got 4 planets in water signs, 3 planets in air signs, asking us to bring in the sensitivity and adaptability in our relationships. The grace and consideration. That is 2 important things in my marriage that me and my husband remind ourselves of, is that we give each other grace and consideration. We've got 2 planets in fire signs asking us to assess situations first and take action when needed. And so we've got 1 planet in a stable earth sign. So many times we show up in relationships as guarded, trying to protect ourselves from threats that don't necessarily exist. So relax. This gives off vibes that we don't trust ourselves when we behave that way. So be sensitive and adaptable. The goal is to bring out the best in one another. And again, this is not just romantic relationships, but relationships of all kinds. And jumping back to Neptune in Aries, 7th house, this is asking us to allow ourselves to explore any and all possibilities. A lot of times we just jump to the negative possible outcomes when starting something new, when establishing new dynamics in relationships, but also know just as equally so, we can have those positive outcomes. And so we've got Mercury in the 6th house of Pisces. This is asking us to be sensitive and intuitive, but to not lose ourselves in the stories of others or be dependent on others. And that's the shadow side of Libra. It loses its independence and becomes too dependent on what the words are that other people are saying. This is also asking us to not be too much of a perfectionist. Don't put others in a box. Really understand how they categorize themselves. That's how you harmonize, by listening to how people, what people are really telling you. Because harmonizing is Libra's gift, and that is the overall topic of today. So understanding and showing up in the required energy of the moment is how you win-win in relationships of all kinds in your life. In what ways in your relationships can you balance being seen and heard as well as fully seeing and hearing the other? This doesn't include jumping to conclusions, but seeking to understand, communicating to understand. And in what ways can you better position yourself to connect and collaborate? I hope that you enjoyed this video on the full moon in Libra, happening Saturday, April 12th. If you are a woman who is ready to shift her identity and live by her soul's desires, please visit my website linked below. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.